Even though Jeopardy is a show based on getting your facts straight to win big money, controversial rulings come up frequently. Recently, fans called out a controversial ruling on the show, and they had plenty to say about it as well. So, what happened with this situation on the popular game show? Jeopardy is one of the few game shows out there that is all about brain power and knowledge. Instead of lifting heavy things or running in a race, contestants put their thinking caps on and let their library of knowledge go to work. However, in a game that is all about getting your facts straight, there are often a lot of discrepancies. Every once in a while, the way a contestant writes, spells, or says something can be the difference between thousands of dollars. So, for the sake of that, as well as for the sake of the integrity of the game, controversial rulings need to be made, and the way viewers see it, those making the decisions don't always get things right either. In recent Jeopardy scenes, a controversial situation came up in relation to one of the game show's clues. Mail Shaw, who was the returning champion at the time, picked the category French named food and drink clue. Reading the clue, host Ken Jennings said, "It's a pre-dinner alcoholic drink, perhaps champagne, that gets you ready for the main event." In response to the clue, the Jeopardy player Mail Shaw said, "Aperitif," with 3 syllables. The correct way to say the answer is aperitif, with 4 syllables. Even so, both the judges and Ken Jennings gave Shaw credit for his answer. Not surprisingly, Jeopardy fans took to social media to express their disdain for this ruling. Shaw eventually had his streak snapped. However, for a lot of people, it's the principle of the thing. Mainly, how the show could give someone the points when they missed an entire syllable in the word. One commenter said, "Interesting that it's acceptable even if a whole syllable off." Another Jeopardy fan said, "Today I learned that what I always thought was aperitif is actually aperitif." A third person chimed in saying, "Mail was given credit today for, what is an aperitif? 3 syllables, when the correct word is aperitif, 4 syllables. Another person agreed, saying, "I thought he pronounced it incorrectly too." Jeopardy has long been celebrated as a bastion of intellectual rigor and precise rules, where fairness reigns supreme, and the tiniest slip in pronunciation or phrasing can make or break a contestant's game. But a recent episode left fans in an uproar over a controversial ruling, reigniting debates about the show's adherence to its own high standards. The incident unfolded in the final rounds of gameplay, leaving viewers questioning whether Jeopardy may have strayed from its own principles. The drama began during the Double Jeopardy round when a contestant selected a clue from the World History category for $2,000. Host Ken Jennings read the clue. This world leader served as the first president of an independent Kenya, holding office from 1964 to 1978. One contestant buzzed in confidently and responded, "Who is Jomo Kenyatta?" But the trouble came when another contestant buzzed in with a slightly different pronunciation, saying, "Who is Jomo Kenyatta?" dropping the final syllable from the name. Ken Jennings paused briefly before ruling the second response correct, prompting murmurs of disapproval from the live audience. On social media, viewers were far less reserved. Within minutes of the episode airing, Twitter and Reddit exploded with reactions, many fans expressing disbelief over what they viewed as an inconsistency in the show's strict standards. One fan tweeted, "Jeopardy prides itself on precision, so why allow a mispronunciation like Kenyatta to slide? It's a completely different name." Another added, "They've disqualified contestants for far less. Remember when someone lost because they said gangster instead of gangster? This ruling feels like a slap in the face to the show's legacy." Others defended the ruling, arguing that the contestant clearly knew the correct answer, even if their pronunciation wasn't perfect. "Not everyone can get foreign names exactly right under pressure," one viewer noted. "The spirit of the answer was correct, and that's what should matter." This isn't the first time Jeopardy has faced backlash over its rulings. The show has a long history of enforcing its rules with almost clinical precision, and fans have come to expect nothing less. In 2013, a teenager lost $3,000 in Final Jeopardy for spelling Emancipation Proclamation as Emancipation Proclamation, even though his answer was phonetically correct. More recently, a contestant was denied points for mispronouncing the name of a genre as nerdcore instead of nerdcore, despite being visibly frustrated by their tongue-tied moment. These incidents have solidified Jeopardy's reputation as a stickler for details, which is why many fans found the recent ruling so jarring. Jeopardy's official rules state that a response must be accurate in both content and pronunciation to be deemed correct. However, the show allows for some leeway when it comes to slight variations in pronunciation, provided the intended answer is clear. Ken Jennings addressed the controversy during the post-show interview, explaining, "We try to balance fairness with the reality that contestants are under a lot of pressure. In this case, the pronunciation was close enough that the judges deemed it acceptable." While Jennings's explanation added some context, it didn't entirely quell the backlash. Behind the scenes, a panel of judges works diligently to ensure consistency in rulings. They consult dictionaries, encyclopedias, and other resources to make split-second decisions about whether a response is acceptable. In this case, the judges apparently determined that the contestant's answer was close enough to merit credit, though many fans felt they had set a dangerous precedent. Critics argue that allowing such leeway could lead to more disputes in the future, with contestants and fans alike questioning where the line is drawn. The controversy has also sparked discussions about cultural sensitivity and the challenges of pronouncing non-English names correctly. Some fans pointed out that contestants are often penalized for minor missteps in English words or names, while more flexibility seems to be granted for foreign names. One viewer wrote, "If they're going to hold people to a high standard for English pronunciations, they need to apply the same rule across the board. Otherwise, it feels inconsistent." Others, however, applauded the ruling as a step toward inclusivity, arguing that contestants shouldn't be penalized for struggling with unfamiliar names. Interestingly, the contestants involved in the incident have largely stayed out of the fray. The player who originally gave the correct pronunciation has not publicly commented, nor has the contestant who benefited from the ruling. Fans have speculated about how the incident may have impacted the game's outcome. The $2,000 at stake could have shifted the standings significantly, potentially altering who advanced to Final Jeopardy. As with many recent Jeopardy controversies, comparisons to Alex Trebek's tenure as host have inevitably arisen. Trebek was known for his calm, authoritative presence and his ability to handle contentious moments with grace. Some fans have argued that Trebek might have handled the situation differently, either by requesting clarification from the contestant or by consulting with the judges more visibly. Others feel that the issue is less about the host and more about evolving standards for what qualifies as a correct response. The incident has reignited calls for Jeopardy to clarify its rules, particularly regarding pronunciation and cultural variations. Fans have suggested that the show provide contestants with a more detailed briefing on what to expect, as well as a clearer explanation of rulings during gameplay. One fan proposed, "Why not show the judge's reasoning on screen? It would give viewers more transparency and reduce some of the backlash." Despite the controversy, Jeopardy remains a beloved institution, and moments like this are a testament to how much fans care about its integrity. The show's appeal lies not only in its challenging clues, but also in its commitment to fairness and consistency, values that have made it a cultural touchstone for 6 decades. For Ken Jennings, navigating these controversies is part of the job, and his ability to connect with fans while honoring the show's legacy will be key to his continued success as host. The controversial ruling over the pronunciation of Jomo Kenyatta has sparked heated debates among Jeopardy fans, raising questions about fairness, consistency, and cultural sensitivity. While opinions remain divided, one thing is clear: Jeopardy's loyal audience holds the show to the highest standards and won't hesitate to call out perceived missteps. As the show continues to evolve under Ken Jennings' stewardship, moments like this serve as reminders of the challenges and responsibilities inherent in maintaining a beloved tradition. Whether through clearer rules, greater transparency, or more careful rulings, Jeopardy has an opportunity to reaffirm its commitment to excellence, ensuring that its legacy remains untarnished for years to come.